Hi, if you're like me, you probably work a job which doesn't make you feel secure, or at least you didn't anyway. I'm Nesta Shingler. I study engineering design at Staffordshire University, and basically, I used to just be a retail assistant, and I felt like, especially after COVID, my job, my life wasn't secure if I didn't have enough skills to carry myself and be independent. And so, if you're looking to reskill or upskill and give yourself more options and opportunities in this world, I would highly consider coming to university. And one of the main routes or best routes to increase your confidence is actually the Step Up course that we offer here.
My name's Ashley Cotton. I'm the Step Up Programme Manager, but also a teaching fellow at Staffordshire University. So my main role primarily is to support a range of harder to reach students, particularly mature students, in getting them to university by upskilling them, by giving them the correct academic skill set, and actually giving, crucially, their confidence. So the Step Up course is a very short 10-week academic programme of study, situated more at a level 3 kind of type of learner. So what we do, we facilitate a number of intakes throughout the academic year. So primarily one in September, December, one in January, and another one starting in April. It's run over the 10 weeks solely, with delivery mainly on a Monday and Tuesday, so it's there to fit around people's life commitments, if people have got children, if people have got work, etc. And we kind of engage with students in a variety of different areas really. So we get a lot of students who perhaps have taken a bit of time out of learning, they've had children, they've gone to college in the past and they've taken maybe a gap year or a gap 10 years, then they've realised they want to go into university and do something different. We also have a lot of students who come via different jobs, so they want to change their careers, they want to upskill, they've got to the end of that particular career and they've realised it's not for them anymore and they want to go and do something more fulfilling, so they use the course as a bit of an opportunity to grow and flourish in a different way. So we get a lot of students who come to us who haven't had the experience of working within an academic environment. So a lot of the students do kind of like that college experience. They have had poor experiences of education in the past historically, and the real positive element of Step Up, it really tries to turn those negative experiences around into a more positive experience. So if you can do that, then students oftentimes do succeed and they do flourish. But I would say certainly some of the main kind of attributes of the course is that you're getting taught by university lecturers and staff. You've got access to the university facilities, so you are classed as a full student at the university. You can go into the libraries, you can use labs, you can get access and support with referencing and research. So actually a lot of the students that we get via the Step Up course do come a lot more equipped than their college counterparts, because they've had that upskilling and they've had that experience before they go onto a degree. So actually having a little bit of a rucksack of skills in their backpack before they go onto a course, it makes them a lot more confident to hit the ground running with their future degree. The course is very much about not only developing a student's academic and intellectual skill set, it's more so, crucially, the most important factor for me is about building confidence. So actually students develop confidence in a variety of ways. So coming to university and going over that threshold is quite a nerve-wracking experience for most people, but when students actually put themselves out of their comfort zone and actually engage with the learning, engage with the environment, you do see notable increases in confidence, which is really, really nice to see. So actually it's that active engagement, it's that collaboration with other students who want to go into similar kind of areas, but also the relationship that you strike up with your tutors, your lecturers, because that helps solidify your confidence a lot more readily. So when you go onto a degree, you feel, okay, this is the place for me, this is where I want to be, this is where I'm happy, and this is where I'm going to be supported, and this is where I'm going to flourish. Over kind of my time at the university, a lot of students have started at the very beginning on an undergraduate degree. So they've completed their undergraduate degree successfully, but these students have gone into really, really important professions, which not only enrich their own lives, but also their families' lives, their colleagues' lives, their friends' lives, and also wider society. So a lot of the students go into important professions such as teaching, nursing, engineering, law, social work, and these really, these professions really contribute back to society, and a lot of the students do end up in professions such as that. I would certainly say go for it. Think about your options, think about your life experience and how that's going to support you when you go onto a degree, but also think about your commitments. So if you've got work, if you've got family, think about whether it's the right time for you, because actually most of my experience actually tells me that there's always a right time to do something, but it's actually choosing that right time to go for it and proceed into education. But yeah, go for it, ask the questions that you want to ask, and get all the information that you need so you feel comfortable with the decision you're making. So generally, a lot of the students I work with are mature, so they've got children, they've got partners, and they've got family, and they have to juggle that alongside their degree. So actually, these students have become very adept at managing and juggling lots of different hats at the same time simultaneously. And actually, these students have gone on to be really successful because they're motivated, they're committed, they're energized. And whilst it is difficult to juggle all those different things, they've actually, really put themselves out of their comfort zone and shown to themselves that they can manage all those different things, which is going to be advantageous for whenever they want to go into a future career.
Versus traditional routes into university, what I noticed during Step Up was that there was a lot more focus on how to actually tackle the academic studies that come along. So in college, for example, there was a lot more focus on just learning about different aspects of the course, for example. But during Step Up, the main focus was how to construct a good assignment, how to do research correctly so that you know what you're putting into the assignment is of good value. And ultimately, because the focus was more about how you function as a student versus what grades you're going to get, I felt like I developed at a pace which was comfortable for me versus a pace which my course leaders wanted me to go at. And so I'd say the main difference is how you're treated as a student. Rather than being somebody that is told what to do, it's a lot more to do with how they can help you to develop into a good student. When I was in Step Up, I was supported by different people from different areas. So there was someone that manages and runs the library, knows the ins and outs of that, someone that's like sort of law, knows ins and outs of that, someone that was psychology, and so you get these different people specialized in different areas which know different things and can help you in different ways. And so I was supported by the skills I needed at the specific time just being given to me. So throughout modules where we were learning how to construct an academic piece, we'd learn where to get the best references. If we were learning about how to book a book out at the library, then we'd go over and we'd speak to the management of the library. I was challenged the most when the submissions were coming. That's something that's not changed since studying, just because the submissions are generally the most stressful times, because you've spent months in preparation developing your assignments, ready for the submission or whatever. And so it was in them moments when I needed to make sure everything read correct, everything looked okay, everything syntax, punctuation in place, this kind of thing. It was when things started to get complex, it was the most challenging. But at the same time, it was them were the moments with the greatest challenge, which I felt like helped me develop the most. When I was, learning things I already knew, or going over things which weren't difficult to pick up, I didn't feel like I was gaining as much as I do when I'm like really stressed out about getting my work in. And so yeah, that was the biggest challenge, but also the most rewarding too. Life generally comes with a lot of commitments. I think studying can take up a lot of time, but not as much as people think. Not only that, but if you can be flexible with it as well, meaning that maybe you can pick it up sometimes on breaks at work, or maybe when the kids are gone bed, if they're your commitments. For me, it's multiple jobs while studying, and so the way I actually manage to do them is by, if I can and where I can, getting ahead with university work, and usually that'll just be with research sources and planning. And then the longer I spend doing them things in the beginning, the less time I have to spend pulling it all together later. And so how I manage to juggle commitments with the studying is by setting myself up really well in the beginning, and then having to spend less time executing. So then that gives me a little periods of time where I can move things about and reschedule things if other commitments pop up, and then I really feel like I need to address them first. It gives you that flexibility, and so I would say be flexible, get ahead with, even if it's just tasks here and there, and then ultimately execute with confidence. Just because I feel like if you set up a lot better and you prepared a lot better, then the execution can go a lot cleaner. Apply now if you'd like to formally secure the skills you're developing and get yourself on your way to a new career, and avoid that insecurity that you feel from not being able to do what you want.